the news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
All the latest industry drone news for you. Let's head into the drone newsosphere with Jeff Sills. What's happening, buddy?
All right, now I did hear correctly earlier that Media Mike is in the chat. He's watching, right? Because we prepared for this.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So the news is specifically for Media Mike.
I needed to make sure that because I didn't want to start doing this if he wasn't around.
Right. Now, before you get into the news, Jeff, before you get into the news, and, I repost the news just by itself later on my channel for people who are too lazy to fast forward through the stream, but you're going to want to go back and watch it so that you get some context about what I'm about to share with you. Okay. Now, Mr. Beauchart, Uncle Medium, he just had his segment where he dressed up as the crazy clown. And in an ode to you, Jeff. Now, everybody remembers this sexy image from Jeff Sills, our newsman, right? You remember that, Jeff, right?
I can't get it out of my head, but yeah.
Right. Well, we have some extra cheesecake just for the ladies. Ladies and gentlemen. Sexiest clown alive. Boom. Right there. Soak it in, ladies. Soak it in. Your thoughts, gentlemen?
I can't wait for him to be on one of your t-shirts.
Oh, really? Well, they're available right now. You can get one right now. I will throw the link in there.
For just a low price of $9.95, you can get this too. Just free shipping and handling.
Well, it's a little more than $9.95. It's $20 for the sexy Uncle Media, and lest we not forget, of course, the Jeff Sills breaking news and heart shirts still available.
We can forget that.
All right. And now back to you in the newsroom, sir.
All right. So courtesy of DJI, the one company that for some reason can't keep anything secret, we now have new photographs of the Mavic 3. These were apparently captured by somebody by the name of Jesper Ellens and shows close-up shots of the product. And so, I mean, it pretty much takes all of the magic away. You now know what it looks like, and you know what. I mean, it's chunky. It
is kind of chunky. The camera kind of looks retro-y, doesn't it? A little bit, a little retro.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is this something you'd be interested in, Jake?
Yeah, potentially. If it has a better camera, better image quality, I probably would be. I looked on the specs. It looks like it's not that much heavier than the Mavic 2 Pro, which has been a pretty good workhorse drone for me. But
the flight time is improved. It looks like.
Yeah, flight time looks great, which I'm really excited about. I've really been hoping they'd come out with an Inspire 3, but who knows?
Oh, I'm being told by my producer that doesn't exist. It also has a pencil sharpener.
Ooh, yeah. Now I'm interested for sure.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it has a pencil sharpener. You just stick the pencil in there and you sharpen it up, which is, I mean, all drone flyers need a pencil sharpener on their drone.
Well, yeah. How else do you fill out all your pilot logs and stuff?
That's right.
Absolutely. That'll work for me. All right. So, Emmacolli, Florida, more than 20 years ago, the state of Florida was producing 250 million boxes of oranges each season. But this year, they're predicting that they're only going to make about 52 million boxes. And the staggering decline is because of damage from hurricanes, dwindling demand, the citrus greening. So they've turned to drones to assist in making this.
Technology has come so far, and that includes right here in the citrus groves of Southwest Florida. Traditionally, growers would have to check their crops from the ground, but not anymore. Thanks to drones, they can do so from above.
So it has 5 different lenses here. So in
the University of Florida research field near Immokalee.
Yes, I did my pre-flight checks and everything looks good.
It's time for takeoff.
It's very easy to fly. It doesn't take a lot of time. They're not very expensive.
And it's what this drone can capture, combined with ground imaging and artificial intelligence, that could be a game changer for Florida citrus.
We developed this software. We call it AgroView. that gives you a lot of information about your farm.
These are all citrus fields.
We went inside to see exactly what it can do. Everything from taking inventory, the height, health of trees, and more.
This area here is because there are small trees.
To nutrient analysis, to now even predicting the yield, the output of the crop, and with precision.
The accuracy was 90% plus. It can be 95, it can be 98.
And that's huge for growers who've traditionally used old school on the ground methods to predict their yield, which UF says is not as accurate. Plus,
It's very time consuming and also it's very expensive because, as I said, you need to have people in the field to collect all this fruit, count the fruit, and also you waste the yield.
UF is still developing the tech and working to get it to our growers, but it could end up benefiting all of us. More efficient growers mean less environmental impacts, and saving them money could mean cheaper prices for you at the store.
So that's cool, but did anybody see the two things he did wrong? Either one of you guys?
You mean flying the drone?
With his thumbs?
Oh,
I mean, that's a matter of opinion. That's a matter of opinion. But if you're
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
I mean, you know, but you can get, I mean, if you're going to do that kind of flying, you want to do it with the pinch method. The other thing, he left the lens cover on while he started the camera, and it's auto gimbal calibration, which will throw the weight off. I'm just saying, I mean, you know.
And what was I the only one hoping he was going to hit a tree branch when they were flying backward while the guy was talking? I was just like, come on, just hit a tree branch and go.
Yeah.
That's what everybody does that. When you fly your drone backward around trees, you hit a tree branch and it goes down. And
Yeah, that's a pretty expensive drone to hit a tree with, though.
there are entire YouTube channels dedicated to flying into trees. All right, so next we have in the news, this is a concept video. This is something where somebody is trying to envision how drones would be used, and the credit goes to a person by the name of Dexermanoff. And I'm sorry, but this is kind of cool.
And scary?
So the drones would fly up, and they station themselves high above a target, right?
Yeah.
And then the drone itself isn't the weapon. The drones simply position the weapon, and then you get this little reaction.
Okay. Oh. Wow. Wow. When is that going to happen?
I have no idea. Like I said, it's a concept video, but it is intriguing. I saw that, and I just had to share it because that was one of those things where you're like, I could actually see somebody building that.
You know, that might be why we're having a chip shortage. Right? I mean, think about it. You know, there's testing grounds where all these really super duper souped up weapons, you know, they got the chips in them that we need, and they're just blowing them up. Okay, I'm just saying, stop blowing up our chips, guys. Come on.
All right, so next in the news, the Cumbre Vella volcano in La Palma, Spain has been erupting and putting lava out, and the lava flow from that has been causing extreme damage. But there has been some amazing drone footage that has been, I guess, captured. One of which is this particular one where the lava flow happens to be heading along to this house that has a pool in the backyard. And the reaction to lava and pool is rather extreme.
It would be a nice temperature for about 10 seconds. But then you'd be boiled alive like a frog.
Yeah, it just starts boiling the water and then poof.
Yeah. Later on this video, there's something that people are calling the miracle house, where the lava just went around it and left the house.
Yes.
But look at this. Doesn't this look CGI? This looks like video game stuff here. Wow. That's a lot of steam.
And this is not a small lava flow. This lava flow is huge. It's enveloping a very large area.
Yeah. Gosh. Was everybody able to get away from this? Were there any victims?
I haven't read anything about anybody that was killed by this, but a lot of people are being displaced. And you know, I would assume that there's probably businesses along the same route, etc. This lava flow is heading toward the sea, so it's not going to stop anytime soon.
How frustrating would it be to be a homeowner and just see that coming towards you at like half a mile an hour or however it's going?
Yeah.
and knowing that, well, that's it. At least
Yeah,
you have
there's no way to stop that.
time to get your precious photos out and things like that. And if see that house right there?
Yeah.
If there's nothing wrong with it, would you go back and live in it? If your house is fine, but everybody in your neighborhood was gone. I mean, would you? I might.
If you could get once the lava flow cooled and you could get a road drawn out to it, yeah, that would probably be one of the safest places to live. At
I
that
mean,
point.
it would be a tourist attraction, certainly.
Yeah, definitely.
That's interesting. I'm glad that it's slow enough to where people can run from it.
All right, so next in the news, a partnership with Ascent Aerial Systems has come up with a coaxial unmanned aerial system technology. This is a LiDAR-enabled mapping drone, and it uses a very unique body style. It has coaxial blades.
Is that
so
it?
there isn't the traditional 4 blades. One blade spins one way, the other blade spins the other way, and that's how it maintains its balance and keeps its position.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they're using this to with a technology that creates 3-dimensional LiDAR points, and they use this for doing 3D pictures in GPS-denied environments.
Where's your hand, Jake? I knew. I saw you doing something. There it is. Cool.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the whole coaxial blade thing just always throws me for a loop. I just look at that, I'm like, how in the world is that even gonna work? And I know they work, but it just makes no sense to me on a physics level on how that thing actually works.
What about the V-copter? Do you like that, Jake? With the two?
I look at the V-copter and I'm like, all I see is problems.
Yeah, because
Like,
not
you
only
got
have
the little
to
actuating motors that are gonna eventually, one like drop of water in the right spot, and one of those is gonna fry. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very gimmicky. There's no reason for it. Other than gimmick. It's not better in any way.
Well, the coaxial helicopter, or the coaxial method, has been around for a long time. I mean, Igor Shklovsky created helicopters that use that method, and the benefit to those helicopters is that they didn't need a tail rotor. And
is that the one? Is that the helicopter whose blades cross over?
No, that's the came off. That's the one where they're side by side. There's a Russian attack helicopter that has the 2 blades vertically over each other, and that's a very impressive little piece of machinery.
Yeah, that thing. Somebody in the chat, let me know what that thing's called. Where it's got the 2, motors. But then they cross over.
They go like this, like an egg beater.
I would not ride it. I just wouldn't, even though it's proven technology that I can't wrap my head around.
So,
yeah.
You want to derail this for a second?
Sure.
So, a Chinook helicopter, right? It's a very large military heavy lift helicopter. There's 2 rotor blades, one in the front, one in the back. Coincidentally, it's one of the fastest helicopters out there. They're ridiculously fast.
Right.
But it has an actuator on the rear rotor and the front rotor that makes the blade go up, so that when the rotor blades are passing over the body of the aircraft, they get pushed up high enough so they don't crush and rip through the body of the aircraft.
Oh my God.
And every time I see one of those things, I'm just like, oh,
because they droop down under their own weight so much.
Right, because they're huge. I mean, they're 3 feet wide, and they're like, 40 feet long or something, so they droop way down. So they've got a little thing in the gearing system that as that blade comes around, it pushes it up like this.
I think the California Forestry Service just got one of those to help fight the fires where it can pick up 30,000 gallons of water or something.
Yeah.
That's
they
really
can pick up an insane amount of weight, and they can fly ridiculously fast. It's crazy how fast they fly.
As big as that helicopter is, the precision that they have. You've seen the videos where, like in Afghanistan, where they'll back the helicopter up to the side of a mountain and everybody will run out and the helicopter's sitting there hanging off a cliff, and the precision for the blades and stuff has to be exacting. There's a video that has been floating around on the internet for years of a Chinook where one of the blades was out of alignment, and this was on a test bed, and you're sitting there watching the helicopter, and the blades start shaking, and then that tail section in the back starts wobbling back and forth, and pow, the whole thing just falls apart. So it's a very, very precise.
Let me apologize to our guest who is now growing cobwebs. That's all right, Jeff. You just go on. with
Thank
yourself.
you very much.
I know. Can I derail for a second?
This is the
and then
bus that
Jeff was like,
ran me
"Oh,
over.
that's the
fine."
green light for me to talk forever."
Okay. Next in the news, we have this wonderful video. This is, I guess, something that was posted recently on Your Future Car as a series. This is a drone that can save lives.
Oh, this is cool. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, so they've got this heavy lift drone set up in a way that it can lift people. And the idea is that they will use this powerful drone to rescue people. And I would imagine, from the towers, that would probably be very beneficial because the guys that climb up those radio towers, there's not a lot of things that can get up there to rescue them quickly.
And they
if
can
happen to have one of these heavy lift
looks
drones
like they
nearby.
can deliver people up to locations too.
Yeah.
And I mean, certainly, how many toddlers can that be? I mean, if it can lift a grown adult, you can lift. How many toddlers could that? I mean, what was the maximum carrying weight?
I missed it.
Oh well, you could. I mean, you could load up the toddlers with that.
Probably. Yes.
Look at this.
I would imagine
That's
they
great.
can carry some-
I see technology like this, and not to get too dark or down or anything, but really could use something like this during 9/11, don't you think? I honestly think, and I know that maybe you think this is silly, but I think buildings over a certain height should have parachutes on the roof in an emergency. At the very least, even if they're up there, nobody's ever parachuted before. It's a better chance than you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's companies that have developed all sorts of different types of backpacks, things that can be stored on floors. Where they
Great.
can go to a special window and just out the place. So.
Great. Perfect. Yeah.
All right. So next in the news, this one is just for Ken because naturally he believes in all manners of mysteries. This young canoeist happened to catch the Loch Ness monster.
Oh, is
in
that
4K.
right? Is that what happened? Is the Loch Ness monster? Did we finally catch the elusive cryptid? Did we?
You're right there with that pole. Hooked it,
Yeah.
stake it, reel it in.
What kind of bait do you use for Loch Ness? What is Nessie like? Okay, let me freeze.
Puppies?
No idea, but Camper
did you
Richard
say-
Mayborn
Jake,
shot footage.
Jake,
that
did you say
appears to
puppies?
show-
Hold on. I think Jake said, I said what kind of bait? Jake said puppies. Jake, shame on you. But, if the Loch Ness monster ate only puppies, there'd be people out there tossing puppies in Loch Ness. But look at this. Look at this. Do you think? What is it? Is it Nessie? Is that real? Is it fake? What do you think, guys?
No idea.
I'm
Jake
gonna call
is
it
eating
fake.
his dinner.
I watched the video and it just looks like a lens aberration or a water reflection aberration or something like that. The way it moves in the water is really odd to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on it.
Yeah,
I just think it's fantastic video footage.
I
It
mean,
is cool video footage.
If it was Loch Ness, it would be a lot more animate and not just, because they
Well,
have.
and that's the thing. It's like this sort of just weird frozen deal that drifts in.
Let's
Here's
see
the
it
complaint, though. For
one more time.
years, for decades, people have been supposedly taking pictures of Nessie, and all of them are grainy, crappy, hard to see photographs that you can't tell. This is the first time anybody's ever caught what they consider might be something with a 4K video, high definition camera. I mean, that right there in itself shows that if the Loch Ness monster actually did exist with all of these much better cameras, eventually somebody will capture a photograph of it sometime.
I think it's
big as well.
I think it's BS. I think it's BS. There's no Nessie. Come on. Come
All right,
on.
So next we have the U.S. Forest Service is dealing with the McCash fire. And this is a 92,639 acre area. 36% of this fire is contained right now. But they're using drones to start fires.
To start fires. For fire breaks.
Yes.
Yes, just
They're
to be
using
sure.
this as an ignition process to be able to go in and create fire breaks.
Right. That's
And
where we get
so-
the term fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we've seen these drones in the news in the past where, you would see them dropping these little like white phosphorus, I guess, pellets that would then start the fire, and it would stitch a line along a certain path. And so, yeah, they're starting to use those. And the biggest complaint back in the past was, do they want drones flying around these forest fires? And obviously, they've been able to prove the technology enough that they're using it in one that is pretty.
I think this is like the largest forest fire that's ever been in the state, and they're desperate, and they're gonna try anything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So good for them.
What I don't understand is why nobody has gone. Okay, so we need somebody with an FPV drone. And we're going to drag a flare behind you, and we just want you to rip down this line of trees at 90 miles an hour and light it on. I mean, come on. Why?
Well,
clearly they don't know what FPV people are capable of.
But true. But, Mr. Steele, Johnny FPV, they're busy diving the Burj Khalifa and stuff. They don't want to,
Plus, they'd have to put up with the person screaming in glee as the whole time he does the thing. So,
right, that would be bad for optics, wouldn't it? Be like, woohoo!
Yeah.
All right.
This is awesome.
All right. So, next in the news, Chinese researchers from a military-linked university have completed the first open sea test in the Paracel Islands of a bionic robot that looks and swims like a manta ray.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So the China Daily posted photographs of this particular, I guess, unmanned underwater drone. It was able to accomplish a 1,000-meter dive in the open sea, and it includes gliding, and then it will, I guess, undulate or flap the wings like a manta ray to be able to provide propulsion.
That's very cool. Oh, this just from my producer. It doesn't exist. I don't understand. But just read it. Okay, he says, we all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. We all live. You're fired.
I work really hard on
What
this.
What color was that?
It was a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Got it.
Don't mind me. I'm just here for the news. All right. So some of you might be interested in this because apparently on Amazon, you can go and sign up to be the first person to have the Amazon's flying ring drone. Which is now apparently going to be available by invitation only.
I have signed up. I hope they call me up to the big leagues.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, Always Home Cam might be worth 1,000 cameras. With this device, you no longer need to have a camera installed everywhere, since it can basically fly anywhere inside and give you the view you need when you need it. For example, when you're away, you can just press a button. It'll fly a pre-planned route and show you what's going on. It can also be set to do routes based on a triggered event, like flying to a ring door alarm sensor when it's tripped in away mode. And like all of our products and services, privacy is foundational. The camera lens is covered when it's in the dock, and it only films when it's in motion. Today, we're opening up the invite list for Always Home Cam. If you want to be one of the first to get your hands on this device, I would sign up quick.
Yeah, sign up quick. And by the way, I'm gonna call it right now. Okay, I'm gonna call it right now. Rotor Riot will figure out a way to put it into acro mode and start doing and ripping with it. They'll go outside the house. It won't be just in the house. They'll figure out a way. They'll Frankenstein that thing. It'll be like,
surprisingly enough, I was expecting it to be considerably more expensive than it was. I mean, that device there is selling for $250.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're advertising that for $250.
Oh, what's that? What's that, producer?
Am I the only one who remembers everybody screaming about privacy when drones first came on the market? Now it's like, yes, please, Amazon, give me a drone that films everything and put cameras all over my house.
And by the way, you have to read the small print because they won't sell that drone to households that have cats. Because you know what'll happen. you'll be at the office. Oh, I wonder what's going on with Toby at the house. You know, little Mittens. What's that? Let's see. Check out Mittens. And then you turn it on. It's just a camera on the ground. You can see parts and the camera, and the cat just because you know the cat's gonna go nuts for that.
The last 3 seconds of drone footage would be a cat just coming at it.
That'd be awesome.
All right, back to the news.
Yeah.
So in Australia, the government and researchers are teaming up to use drones, then facial recognition technology in an effort to count and monitor and protect the nation's koala bears. If you don't remember, Australia had a really, really bad drought, and in the past, and a lot of the wildlife was being affected by that. There were videos of koala bears that would crawl out and to people and try to get water, etc. So they're using this in the Cleland Wildlife Park in Adelaide Hills, and they're testing this ability to be able to use the imagery from these drones to get an accurate count of the number of koala bears. And the facial recognition obviously is there to make sure they don't count the same koala bear twice.
Oh, cool.
So very interesting. I can't wait to see more from the results of this.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes. Ken always requires that we find ourselves something a little bit more upscale and fast.
Yes.
So here's an FPV drone chasing a kiteboarder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Jake, have you ever done that? Not fly the FPV quad, but have you ever done that? Kite surfing?
No, but I have wanted to. People do it up here all the time. In the winter especially, they'll do snowboards and kites just like that.
Really?
Go ripping. Oh, yeah. There's a couple of spots up here that freeze solid and always just have tons of wind whipping through. And it's some of the most spectacular windsurfing in the world.
Can you windsurf off of a glacier?
Snowboards.
You can windsurf off a glacier into the water?
No, I wouldn't do that. That would be suicide. But I would do it on a frozen lake.
Oh, okay. Oh man.
I say that as I've been a guy to ride a mountain bike down a glacier onto the lake water. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really
that was
cool.
When I was younger though, and less mature, and just yeah.
Oh, how old are you, Jake?
42.
Are you in your 40s? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yep.
You're 40. Holding up well. That dry air up there is a good preservant.
Well, I mean, that's how do you keep things fresh for longer? You freeze it.
Oh, true. Good point. You had that one in your hip pocket.
Yeah. So 50 years from now, we'll still be having Jake on the show.
Yeah.
Next in the news, we have a company called by North Bay who is in the process of deploying a drone that goes into mines as a rescue device. This small form drone is specifically designed to be able to fly down into the mines. It does not require GPS. It uses LiDAR and other methods to be able to keep it from colliding with the sides of the mine shaft. But it will go where debris and smoke normally would obstruct rescuers, because that's one of the biggest things whenever these mine accidents happen. The rescuers can't get into the mine because of all of the smoke and everything coming out of the mine, whereas this drone can fly through all that and get a better picture of what's going on in the mine faster, so that the rescue efforts can be more detailed as to where they need to be or what type of rescue is required. So cool. I'm really looking forward to, I will say this. I hope to God I never see this drone in action, but if they ever have a mine accident, I do hope that they put this in and try to use it to rescue people's lives.
Very good.
All right, and last in the news, this one, I guess Autel could take a line or two from DJI when they don't want to share something.
This is just hype. This is so fake. This is so fake. But check out this intentional marketing teaser video as it crashes my computer again. Here comes the crash.
大家好，我是舒克，先给大家介绍3款龙鱼无人机，分别是龙鱼 Lite、龙鱼 Pro、 龙鱼 Standard。这个橙色的是 Eyeball 2系列，分别是 Eyeball 2、Eyeball 2 Pro、Eyeball 2 Dual 60T、Eyeball 2 RTK、Eyeball 2行业版。这个黑色的箱子是 Eyeball 2
And now here's a
的防爆
case.
箱。
Oh,
哎，
what's that behind it? What's that behind it? Oh no, you're not supposed to look at that. Oh no, no. So stupid. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the new line of drones from Autel, Jake?
I'm excited for the fact that there's more competition coming on the space. I always think that's a good thing. I hope that Autel can produce them in a timely manner, because that's always seems to have been an issue even before the chip shortages. And yeah, I want
to play with that.
I always think it's great that there's more competition coming in, because that's going to push everybody else to continue to push technology forward.
Absolutely.
Rather than just sitting on what they have done.
Keep DJI from being lazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe it'll keep DJI from putting out another damn stupid smartphone gimbal. We got smartphone gimbals coming out our asses. We don't need that.
Actually, I'm looking forward to them having a nice fight over who's going to have the lowest price.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way...
competition drives the prices down.
By the way, Autel is hopping on the geofencing bandwagon. They're going to be updating their firmware, and then they're not going to be the outlaw anymore. So sorry. Oh, and they're not an American company. You knew that, right? I mean, you could tell from the video. Okay. Okay. Anyway,
but I've had that conversation with people before. They're like, I'm not buying DJI because of the Chinese, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, what are you going to buy? I'm going to get an Autel. I'm like, so what's the difference? They're both made and done in China. It's just,
they have
like, if you really don't want to do that, then you got to go with Parrot or you got to go with Skydio. Like, there's very few options at that point.
Right. Autel has an address here in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jeff.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
This video lovingly sponsored by RemotePilot101.com. If you are serious about making money with your drone, whether it be photography or FPV, well, then you're going to need, from the FAA, a 14 CFR Part 107 certification. And the best place to study for that certification is RemotePilot101.com. Jason Shepard is a pilot and author of 8 best-selling aviation flight training books. And yes, taking tests suck, especially government tests. But Jason breaks it down into 10 easy lessons into little digestible pieces that even someone like me can learn from. And if I can do it, you can do it, by golly. Each lesson is streamlined. There's no fluff. Everything you need to know for the test and nothing more. Plus, it's regularly updated, so if something new comes out, a new regulation, or the FAA just has a mood swing, Jason will let you know about it. Get the knowledge, become a Part 107 certified drone operator. There's never been a better time to get certified, so get the smarts you need to pass that test at RemotePilot101.com. Use Heron 18 to get 30% off. That knocks the price down to $104. Look at that! Boom! Magic time! You wouldn't drive without a driver's license. Don't fly without a UAS license. RemotePilot101.com.